So I want to start by giving you something to think about. Remember back in 2018 when the iPhone X first released, it had this controversial notch at the top of the phone.
The notch.
The notch, right. Doesn't the notch cover up some of the screen if you watch a movie?
Not in the default view. Yeah.
But what if you want to fill the screen?
Oh, you just... voila. There you go.
It does still cover up some of the movie. Yeah.
Not a lot, though.
Yeah, a little bit, though. Significant enough portion.
I mean...
Lots of people made fun of it. Lots of people thought it looked extremely ugly. People thought it was stupid. Now, people don't even bat an eye when they see it, and it looks completely normal to most people. Or when Apple decided to get rid of the headphone jack on their iPhones, and instead of paying $9 for a headphone adapter, people shelled out over $100 for a pair of AirPods. Apple has normalized some seemingly crazy things that we probably would have never imagined before they were released. So maybe you've heard the quote, people don't know what they want until you show it to them, or some other form of that, and I think that Apple's biggest strength is that they know what people want. If you ask an Apple user why they enjoy using Apple products so much, the most common answer you're going to get is it just works. And I can kind of understand that. As an Apple user, there isn't really one reason why I enjoy using Apple products so much. It's the combination of a lot of small design choices that culminate together. Now, there definitely is a sense of elitism among Apple users. I actually came across a post from one of my favorite YouTubers that I thought would fit really well into this video. Get the latest iPhone, buy the most expensive MacBook. They are all genuinely great devices. It's just that showing off expensive phones or gadgets on social media only puts peer pressure on those of us for whom this does not make financial or logical sense. It ignites fear of missing out, especially when there are several young people who are still in college or in a new job and feel the pressure to buy an iPhone just to be included and accepted in friend circles. I have witnessed this firsthand in college when students with iPhones would create a group of their own that had no place for non-iPhone users. Growing up, I actually had some similar experiences where I felt pressured to buy a pair of AirPods, for example, because people would make fun of my cheap Chinese wireless earbuds, or when I had an Android and I felt pressured to buy an iPhone because my friend didn't want to see the green text bubbles in our conversations. Heaven forbid, the green text bubbles, you know? It doesn't feel good to say this, but I think that Apple's marketing and seclusion strategies are extremely effective at creating not just a product, but a culture. So if you've hung out with people that use Apple products and you've hung out with people that don't use Apple products, I'd be willing to bet that the Apple user is much more likely to use the names for the products that Apple gives them. For example, you're not really likely to hear someone say, oh, I forgot to charge my XPS 13, or I lost my Galaxy Buds at the park yesterday. No, you're much more likely to hear someone say, I forgot to charge my MacBook, or I left my AirPods at home. I think one of the biggest things that people struggle to wrap their heads around is why people are so willing to spend crazy amounts of money just for Apple products. I mean, you've got the $5,000 Pro Display XDR and the $1,000 monitor stand to match. This is actually a big factor into why Apple is so popular in the US, but worldwide, Android and Windows hold the majority in almost every single country. It's just simply not economical to buy Apple products for your average person living in Europe or Asia. To put this into perspective, the median wealth in North America is $83,000 US, while the median wealth in Europe and China is $26,000 and $24,000 US respectively. Now, a lot of the blame can be placed on American consumerism. In the 1950s, the US rose to economical dominance, and as a result, consumer spending increased. There was so much mass marketing, mass consumption, and then later product segmentation that was being pushed to Americans at home through television.
Mass consumption makes you the most powerful giant in the land. And you have the best tools in the world to work with. On the job, that is.
There were so many advertisements on television for these cool new home appliances, new cars, and new toys.
In your Frigidaire cold pantry, there's a place for all your foods. Fresh and frozen, canned, bottled, and wrapped, new bought and leftover. They're all right there, and they're all at your fingertips.
The introduction of credit cards in the 1950s made it so incredibly easy to spend money and feel like you really haven't spent any money.
It's nice to know that Diners Club from Citicorp is accepted by practically all other forms of transportation.
Bob, how was your trip? It was a slow start, but a great finish.
Diners Club from Citicorp. You can drop our name where it counts.
School doesn't teach you how to save for an emergency fund, to start a retirement account, or even to pay off your credit card bill in full each month, because this American mindset of get paid, spend money is part of what keeps the American economy going. Being up to date on trends and being fashionable has become deeply embedded into American culture, and Apple is no exception. Apple marketing portrays their products as upscale and expensive, and many celebrities tend to sport iPhones, Apple Watches, and AirPods when they're out and about. To impressionable teenagers, and to a lot of people in general, this gives off the idea that you need to buy these same products in order to feel cool or feel trendy. And if you don't, you're out of the loop and you're going to lose your status in life. For many of us, Apple is quickly entrenching itself into our everyday lives. Apple has made us believe that we need their products and unconsciously locked us into their walled garden of products. Alright, that's all for this video, and just remember to think different, and keep giving Tim Cook your money.